Here's what happened round 12 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Lombok. MX2 Race One. Simon Langenfelder crossed the foxhole shot line for the first time and the fourth time this year. Around the outside though, Lucas Kuhnen tried to hustle his way into the lead early on. Sasha Kuhnen emerged in third, but not for long because Kai de Wolf charged into that third place before the end of the opening lap. Hart was just behind in fifth place. Before the end of the official lap though, Lucas Kuhnen did find his way past Langenfelder, and 2 laps after that, as he was disappearing off into the sunset, Kai de Wolf also found his way past Langenfelder to move into second place. Liam Evans suffered a poor start. He was on his way through the field. This pass on Elsinger got him into 7th. And then Andrea Adamo ran out of road as he tried to find his way past his teammate. And then Lucas Kuhnen's younger brother, Sasha, fell from that 4th place. A rare mistake from the 44 of Rick Elsinger. He buried his bike on the top of a berm, and that just damaged the rad shroud on his machine. He continued, but came home in 15th place. The battle for second had us all on our feet. Langenfelder eventually bringing it home in second ahead of de Wolf, Hart and Everts. But for the 7th time this year, Lucas Kuhnen, your winner in race 1. So Lucas Kuhnen winning race 1 from Langenfelder, de Wolf, Hart and Everts, with Adamo, Kuhnen, McClellan, Zanke and Oliver rounding out your top 10. MX2 Race 2, once again, Simon Langenfelder over the foxhole shot line, 2 for 2 today, and 5 for the season. And again, he was followed through by the 96 and the 19, the Kuhnen brothers. Lucas emerging in second, Sasha third until turn 5. He lost the front end, tipped out of the race. He would eventually come home in 13th position. Mikkel Hart made another good start, but your leader was Langenfelder once again, but then he just came unstuck. That was Lucas Kuhnen going by before the end of the opening lap. Adamo found his way past Mikkel Hart to move up into 5th place, and then when he went after his teammate, Liam Everts, the 2 riders collided here. Adamo parking his way down the inside of the Belgian. They only lost a position to Hart, and a couple of laps later, Adamo did get the better of his teammate as he went around the outside of him and moved up into 5th place. Later on in the race, Kai de Wolf under pressure from the number 11, Mikkel Hart. Hart moving into 3rd. 2 laps later, Kai de Wolf just lost the rear end of his motorcycle. He dropped down to 6th. That's where he would finish, as Hart gained strength as the race went on. Found his way past Langenfelder, and so too did Adamo. Those 2 now 2nd and 3rd. Everts tipped out of 5th, but did not lose a position. Couple of laps to go. Adamo got the better of Hart once again to move into 2nd position, and then 2 corners to go. Simon Langenfelder fell from 4th to 5th. That cost him 2nd overall in the Grand Prix. Lucas Kuhnen took his 8th race win of the season from Adamo, Hart, Everts and Langenfelder. De Wolf with 6th. And the overall Grand Prix classification belonged to Lucas Kuhnen, going 1-1, his 10th podium, his 5th career victory. Hart was 2nd for his 7th career podium with a 4th and a 3rd. Langenfelder picking up his 20th podium of his career. De Wolf continues to lead the championship, 49 points now over his Nastan Husqvarna teammate as we head to round 13. Langenfelder is 18 points further back. Then we've got Everts and Adamo, those 2 separated by 16 points.
Yeah, I mean, first race was really difficult. Yeah, like everybody saw, the temperature is really high, and I cooled down quite good in between the races. And I just did my own race in the 2nd race, just passed and took it easy, and yeah, I feel good. So now we keep on going.
In MXGP Race 1, it was Tim Geiser who was over the foxhole shot line ahead of everybody else for the 4th time this year. Jeffrey Hurling's tucking in behind him. Sear in there as well. So too Calvin Bellandren. Guadagnini and Jorge Prado back in about 6th place, but 2 or 3 corners later, the number 1 was already up into 3rd as he emerged into and out of this right-hander. Great bit of riding for the defending champion. Unfortunately, though, he couldn't stay with the likes of Geiser and Hurlings. Took a few laps for something to happen on track. When it did, it was Glenn Koldenoff muscling his way down the inside of Andrea Bonacorsi. That was for 7, and then half a lap later, Valentin Guillot also found his way past the Italian. Koldenoff then went after Guadagnini. That put him up into 6th place at the halfway point. That's where he would finish. And Valentin Guillot would also find his way past the Italian to come home 7th. Guadagnini finished in 8th. Jeffrey Hurlings then on lap 12 ran off track here as he was chasing down Tim Geiser. Snuck back on between the barriers, and then a few turns later found his way past the Slovenian. This was on lap 13, and then just as he found his way past, Geiser tipped over. The track very loose and gravelly on that part of the racetrack. Geiser would come home 2nd. 2 laps to go, and after several attempts trying to find his way past Jorge Prado for 3rd, Calvin Vallanderen eventually did get the job done, got better drive through the waves, and that was the South African up into 3rd place. Prado down to 4th. Siwa was still parked there in 5th place. Jeffrey Hurlings, though, crossed the line to win for the 6th time this year from Geiser and Vallanderen. Official confirmation then, Hurlings winning for the 6th time, Geiser 2nd, Vallanderen, Prado, Siwa, Koldenoff, Guillot and Guadagnini, and then rounding out the top 10, Orgmo and Bonacorsi. In the 2nd MXGP race, once again, Tim Geiser fastest out of the blocks, crossing the box whole shot line for the 2nd time today and picking up his 5th black plate of the season. Hurlings right there again, and Calvin Vallanderen and Mattia Guadagnini. Hurlings quick to respond though, came out of this left-hander, doubled his way into the waves, catching Geiser unawares. Hurlings led from the start. Prado was buried in about 9th place on the opening lap as Vallanderen moved into 3rd with a pass on Guadagnini. Siwa followed him through into 4th, but a couple of corners later, Siwa went off track, lost a few positions, re-emerged in 8th. And there's Prado just going by him as well, tipping over from 5th place, Mattia Guadagnini, who would eventually come home in 12th. Seemed to take a lifetime for Jorge Prado to get himself into gear. Once he did, he found his way past the 132 of Bonacorsi. Siwa also went through pretty quickly as well. All of a sudden, these two were 5th and 6th. But there was a slight clutch issue we found out later for Jeffrey Hurlings. The problem with the hydraulic, Geiser was closing in, and we thought we would get the showdown. Meanwhile, Jorge Prado losing championship points to Tim Geiser. Could not afford to lose more ground. Jeremy Siwa making it very difficult for him, but Prado came home 5th, Siwa was 6th. But Jeffrey Hurlings winning for the 7th time this year, his 199th career race win. Geiser was 2nd, Vallanderen 3rd, that mirroring the podium. Guillot and Prado rounding out the top 5. The overall classification, Jeffrey Hurlings with his 105th career victory, his 145th podium, his first 1-1 this year, and his first double race win since Latvia Round 8 last year. Geiser 2nd overall, 2 seconds, Vallanderen 2 thirds. Tim Geiser now leads by 34 points over Jorge Prado, who's lost ground in the championship this weekend. Hurlings just 17 points further back. Vallanderen 18 clear of Siwa in 4th.
You know, was very happy to do that because, like I said, Midway Moto had a little clutch issue, but they're just so strong, the KTM is built, because they just kept going till the end. So I want to give it the Red Bull KTM racing team. Without them, I would have not won this race anymore, I think. So